Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series Range Trooper. From the upcoming Solo, a Star Wars story film, you guessed it, we've got brand new Stormtroopers because we can't have a Star Wars movie without a new and different Stormtrooper. And while there's so many versions at this point, I gotta admit, this one right here looks so cool. I was really excited to get an action figure of it. I'm not sure exactly what role these guys are gonna have in the movie yet, but man, does he make a cool looking toy. So let's check him out and see if he is in fact as cool as I hope. He comes in that standard window box that we see all of our Black Series figures come in, fully showcasing the figure, and of course the back gives us a small little blurb that doesn't really tell us a whole lot about these range troopers. So let's get this guy outside of the packaging and get a closer look at him. So, bringing in the tape measure, you can see that the figure stands just a hair over 6 inches tall, so he's a little bit bigger than characters like Han Solo, but not too much. And just look at this guy. This is a very cool looking figure. Now, right off the bat, it's very easy to say that he's probably stationed on a planet that's a little colder. He's got a bit of a snowtrooper vibe to him because he's wearing the heavier coat, and he's got this fur up here, which, by the way, I love this. It's always one of those things where I'm never sure how I feel about cloth pieces on action figures when mixed with plastic pieces, but the fur like this really works, and this is so cool and just adds this whole new layer to the overall look of the character. I guess figuratively and literally adding another layer, but I love the look of it. I think it is really, really fantastic and just makes for a fun look overall. So let's get in there and look at that helmet. You can see it's a heavily modified helmet, very different. Still has, of course, the Imperial look to it, but very different than a standard Stormtrooper. It's got a lot more points going on there. I love that gold visor. You can see they painted it with like metallic gold paint, so it's really got a nice shine to it there. Just looks very, very cool. It's a little dirtied up even on the top here, so really great paint deco, and you'll see that all the way through, and you can really tell the way that they made the armor bits stand out from the bits of his outfit that are what's considered like the cloth or the coat. For example, you can see the armor that he's wearing there. It's big and it's bulky, but it's also a lot more bright white compared to the coat that he's wearing underneath that armor. And the coat is really cool because while it's done in plastic, you can see they've got some really great textures sculpted in there and some frills down at the bottom that definitely gives it a cloth-like appearance. It is really nice sculpt all the way through, and you can see great paint deco all the way around. And then of course we come down to the legs and the feet. Look at these boots. Now, these boots were definitely the standout when this figure was first released. Everybody was wondering what is going on with these boots. They are very, very unique looking. And you can see they do have some little, looks like what would be lights maybe on the side. Very mechanical looking. So I'm willing to bet that the planet that they're on, maybe it's like a low gravity planet, and these are like, you know, magnetic boots or something like that, something to hold them to the ground. I'm sure there's going to be a reason for these, and I'm really anxious to find out what that is. So he looks great, really great sculpt, great paint deco. How about we talk about the articulation on this guy? He does have the same ball joint at the head, and you can see that he still has a pretty good range of motion. You'll notice that the fur kind of turns with his neck. He can still look slightly up and down, but it is a little bit hindered because of the bulk of the armor and everything that he's wearing there. He does have the nice ball joints at the shoulders, so you can see the arms can go upwards, forwards, and backwards. You notice they do kind of have that little divot sculpted in there for his arm, which is really noticeable when his arms are out to the side there. He's got swivel at the elbows. You got nice bends at the elbows with, again, good range of motion there. You got swivels at the wrist, which I love because he's got these big baggy sleeves, so his wrists are kind of down in the sleeves. He does have the hinge joints on there, slightly hindered because of those baggy sleeves, but it's worth noting that he does have it. You do just have the swivel at the waist there. He does kind of rock around as well. Armor's going to hinder that just a little bit. Ball joints at the legs, slightly hindered by the lower portion of the coat there. You got swivels up here at the top, at the thighs there. You do also have swivels at the knees as well as bends at the knees, so really great range of motion there. And then on the boots, you can see even though they're these big blocky boots, he does still feature his ankle articulation, which is a pretty good range of motion. Doesn't really go side to side too much, so that will hinder some of your poses, because when you got these big blocky boots like this on a figure, you'll notice that sometimes with the poses, we're going to have that weird leaning thing going on with the foot since his ankles don't really rock side to side. But other than that, I'd say the articulation is pretty great on this guy. And since he's a Stormtrooper, you got to arm him up, and he does come with what looks like just kind of that standard Stormtrooper blaster. Now his right hand is molded with a trigger finger. He holds onto the blaster really great. I will say the bulk of his armor and the bulk of his sleeves makes it a little hard to get those two-handed poses. You can pull it off. You just got to kind of find the right way to pose him to get him pulling it off. But all in all, I'd say this is a really great figure. And when you pair him up with your Han Solo, he looks pretty great. And he just makes a great looking new trooper to add to your shelves. I really do love the design of this guy. And I think he translates wonderfully into action figure form because he just makes a really fun toy. So this new wave of Solo action figures is set to hit store shelves here in April. I got a little lucky and found mine on store shelves early at Target, so you might be lucky as well. So happy hunting, my friends. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please hit the like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe so you never miss out on any of my toy reviews. Until next time.